Hello, welcome to Cal Day and the Rausser College of Natural Resources Cal Week sneak preview. My name is Joshua Dullahan. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the Assistant Dean of Instruction and Student Affairs at Rausser College. First, I'd like to congratulate all our newly admitted students. I know that each of you have worked very hard to gain admission to Cal. We cannot wait to welcome you in fall 2021. First, we'd like to recognize that UC Berkeley sits on the territory of the Huichin, the ancestral and unceded land of the Chicano-speaking Ohlone people, the successors of the sovereign Verona Band of Alameda County. This land was and continues to be of great importance to the Muwekma Ohlone tribe and other familial descendants of the Verona Band. We recognize that every member of the Berkeley community has and continues to benefit from the use and occupation of this land since the institution's founding in 1868. And consistent with our values of community, inclusion, and diversity, we have a responsibility to acknowledge and make visible the university's relationship to Native peoples. As members of the Berkeley community, it is vitally important that we not only recognize the history of the land on which we stand, but also we recognize that the Muwekma Ohlone people are alive and flourishing members of the Berkeley and broader Bay Area community today. And you can learn more about that at ohlone.berkeley.edu. So during Cal Week, you will have an opportunity to learn more about Rausser College through a variety of programming. Today, we would like to give you a sneak preview of the people you will meet this coming week. And if you come to Cal, who you'll be working with for the next 2 to 4 years. And we'll also let you know about the virtual events that will be taking place. You'll find more information on the Rausser College 2021 Cal Week website. The link will be provided in the chat throughout the session at multiple points just in case you leave or come back. So the first people I'd like to introduce you to are Dean David Ackerley and Associate Dean Lynn Hunsinger. David and Lynn will offer our official Cal Week welcome on Monday, April 26th at 4 p.m. So without further ado, Dean Ackerley.
Thanks, Josh. I'm so excited to be speaking to all of you, and I wish we could see faces. This is the terrible part of webinars is we can't see you. You can see us. It's a Saturday morning. You're starting at your Cal Week. Some of you have already committed to Berkeley. We can't wait to see you. Some of you are still deciding, and we hope that this week is really informative and helpful. And some of you may have just heard transfer students, and we're so excited that hopefully you're jumping in as you think about your future. And we welcome you all. I've been at Berkeley for 16 years now. I've been a faculty member both in the College of Letters and Sciences and in Rausser College. I'm a plant ecologist. You can see my, my official Saturday background from getting out around in the Carrizo Plain back in the last super bloom that we had, I think 2018 spring, 2019 spring maybe. I actually do research up in Sonoma County at a site that burned in the Tubbs fire. So I've been working on post-fire ecology. I do spend most of my time being dean and taking care of all the fantastic people and the institution, the curriculum, all the things we do on behalf of our instruction and for you all. My other fun thing I do on campus is I work a lot with our natural reserve system, and that includes a field station out at Point Reyes that I've helped to launch. This is another lovely, exciting part of Berkeley that you may get to partake in. I think I'm on a theme here. For the last year during the pandemic, in addition to doing all the work that went into keep things going, this has been my favorite activity, is getting out and just taking pictures sometimes, a little photography to take a break from Zoom. And we are so excited that you all are not going to start on Zoom. We're really committed to in-person instruction. So I think that's enough about me for now. We're just so excited to see you here. You'll hear a more formal welcome Monday afternoon, and please do come back and join us. And I'm going to pass it on to our Associate Dean for Instruction and Student Affairs, Lynn Hunsinger. Thank you all.
Thanks, David. Hi. We're going to make history this fall, aren't we? We're going to be the first in-person post-pandemic class, which I think will be a very celebratory event for all of us. I'm Lynn Hunsinger. I'm the Associate Dean for Instruction and Student Affairs at Rausser College, as David told you. You can call me Lynn, just like everybody else does. I've been on campus for 30 years And I've taught a variety of courses, mostly about people and their relationships with each other and their relationships with the environment. And we have quite a bit of activity in that area here at Rausser. My research is about rangelands, the kind of land you'll find right around campus, and the kind of land that was in David's background, open and grasslands. Sometimes they have the most beautiful flowers. Right now, they're pretty neat. I've also done work in China. This is my second stint as Associate Dean. My first try at it was in 2005. I've come to really love it, I have to say. The best thing about it are the students that I meet and have a chance to work with and teach. You guys are amazing. You always amaze me, and I learn new things from you every year, and I'm excited about you coming here in the fall very much. Our new Associate Dean, Kate, feels the same way, and Kate and Josh are meeting you the first post-pandemic class in the fall. We've had to do a lot, all of us, to keep ourselves occupied when we can't go out and at home. And people all over, are sharing this crisis and having the same concerns. I've been gardening and Zooming and making class videos and doing little projects in my spare time for the most part, and certainly cooking and certainly eating way too much. That's for sure. So I feel like I'm coming out of a cave and I need some exercise. And in fall, I do a lot of walking around our really gorgeous our really gorgeous campus. It's a beautiful place, and it's in a beautiful place. That's why I picked this picture. I have so many favorite spots on campus. One of them is the perspective in this photo, the hills to the east. These are woodlands and grasslands in those hills, and one of my favorite things is to take the students in my class on a hike up into the hills to see all that. But when you're up there, you look down and the campus is spread out before you. And just across the bay, you have San Francisco, and it's just a BART ride away. And I don't know about you, but I love having the city and the countryside right nearby. There's hikes behind me when I'm here, or in front. Well, I guess there's in front of me, hikes of campus out in the woodlands where you would never know you were next to a huge megalopolis, and easy transportation to an urban environment, which I've come to love, frankly, and is also a great place for urban walks. It makes me feel, when I stand here and I look out, it makes me feel like there's endless opportunities for adventure. And I'm sort of into adventure. And wonderful walks, as I said, in both the city and the country. All right. A fun fact about me is that I was apprehended illegally keeping goats just a few miles to the north of campus. I used to, in fact, bring the goats to campus for Cow Day. Through careful research and the help of neighbors and friends, we got that city ordinance changed so that you could keep goats. And that is a lesson in how a Cal education in research and activism can serve you your whole life in so many situations. I'm really looking forward to seeing you on Monday. We're going to make history this fall, right? See you. Thanks. And now I'm turning this back over to Joshua.
Thank you, Lynn. So next, we're going to introduce the Rausser College advising team. Each student at Rausser College is paired with an advisor based upon their major or undeclared major. Our undeclared major advisor, Anna Hoehenrieder, is first. Anna.
Hello, everyone. Welcome today. As Josh mentioned, I'm the undeclared advisor, and I also work with the molecular environmental biology students. Specifically, I work with students whose last names are O through Z for that major. And then I also work with a couple of minors, the energy and resources minor, and also our sustainability summer minor. Those are both the only programs that we have out of one of our departments, which is the energy and resources group in the college. So if you're interested in those minors, I can mention that. And then when I'm not advising for those students, I also work on a couple other projects. One would be commencement. So our college commencement, this year it will be virtual in just about a month. But I am looking forward to, hopefully when we're having your commencement, it will be back at the Greek Theater, and then we can all celebrate together there. I also work with orientation, which if you're coming to Cal, that'll be towards the end of August. So we'll have the college orientation with you. And then also the honors program for our students that are interested in doing their own independent research program. When I'm not working at UC Berkeley, I also work as a private tutor. I tutor mainly psychology and math, as well as statistics, and those were what my degrees were in. It was in psychology and statistics from UC Davis. And then during the pandemic, I'm actually pretty close to Lynn. I also live in El Cerrito, so I've been walking around the beautiful hills that we have here and taking some walks around there, as well as just trying to keep entertained here while we're all mostly inside. And then I also wanted to mention to all of you, if you choose to come to the undeclared info session, it'll be following the Dean David Ackerley's welcome address to all of you, and that'll be at 4:45 on Monday, April 26th. So I hope to see you there, and I'll go ahead and pass this back to Josh.
Thank you, Anna. As Anna mentioned, she co-advises the molecular environmental biology major, and her partner for the MEB major is Lelenia Avila. Lelenia, you're up.
Great, thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Lelenia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the academic advisor for the molecular environmental biology major, specifically working with students with last names N through Z. A through N. I'm an alumna of the college, earning my BS in Conservation and Resource Studies. I then continued my education in biology, earning master's and doctorate degrees. In total, I've been a staff member at UC Berkeley for about 12 and a half years, working in education management and advising roles. And I've been a part of the OISA team for 2.5 years. When I'm not advising students, I coordinate Golden Bear advising for Rausser College, as well as our summer internship grant, student awards, and departmental citations. And I serve as our office's contact for pre-health advising and financial aid. During the pandemic, I've been spending my time going for walks with my husband and my 2 dogs, working in my yard, crafting, online gaming, and playing D&D virtually with my friends. I have a couple of favorite spots on campus. I probably have more than a couple of favorite spots on campus, but 2 of the ones that I really like are both places that I have worked in the past. One is the Museum of Vertebrate Zoology, which is one of several research museums on campus, and it's a great place for students to get involved in student research. The other is up at the Lawrence Hall of Science, so up in the hills beyond Memorial Stadium, where Lynn was describing, where you can just really see some really beautiful views of the bay, some epic sunsets, and you can watch the fog rolling in over Berkeley. A fun fact about me, snakes are my favorite animal. Reptiles and amphibians in general, I find super cool. And I studied the ecology, evolution, and behavior of garter snakes for my dissertation work. My information session about the molecular environmental biology major is on Tuesday, April 27th from 4 o'clock to 4:50 p.m. And the MEB major is really a broad biology major that allows students to study the field from small scale, like molecular and cellular biology, to large scale, organismal biology and ecology, and to do so from an environmental perspective. Back to you, Josh.
Great, thank you, Lelenia. So 3 of our advisors were unable to attend today, but they were so excited to greet you that they decided to record videos of themselves with their information. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to our tech wizard, Anna Hoehenrieder, to play our videos.
Hi, everyone. Hope Cal Week is getting off to a good start. Big congrats to all the admitted students and your families who are watching. My name is Jenny Meyer. I've been on campus since 2017. Before Rausser College, I worked at International House, which is an international living and learning community. And their dining hall has really great cookies if you ever want to check that out. When I'm not advising students, I serve as a liaison to the Major Maps team. So Major Maps are this beautiful resource. They're these beautiful maps with a bunch of opportunities and internships and programs and resources that kind of might help supplement or integrate with the curriculum of each major. I also liaise with the Undocumented Students Program and also coordinate our wellness programming and a new partnership with the peer health workers at University Health Services. Over the past year of pandemic, I have been walking a lot around my neighborhood and also going on a lot of hikes around the Bay Area. So really grateful to be here in a place that has lots of access to nature. I have not been around campus in a long time, but my favorite lunch spot that I'm looking forward to returning to is in the faculty glade under this big, beautiful oak tree that's there. A fun fact about me is that I grew up in Berkeley, so this is my hometown. I love it here. I know it really well. And if you ever want tips on things to do or check out, let me know. The ES major info session is Tuesday, April 27th at 5:10 p.m. So I hope to see you there. We will talk all about the ES major, which is a broad interdisciplinary major with a strong foundation in chemistry and bio. It examines environmental issues from a very broad range of techniques and fields, ranging from social sciences to biology to data science to engineering to kind of you name it. The most unique thing about the major is that each student is guided through the process of doing their own research and writing their own senior thesis. So each student graduates having gone through the process of doing their own research and collecting data and writing their thesis. And it's really cool to see students go through that process and kind of how much they learn and grow. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And see you at the ES major info session. Bye.
Okay. Hi friends, my name is Megan Daraspini and I use pronouns she and her. I am the advisor for the nutritional science majors and minors in Rausser College. And let me first say before I get into the rest of my introduction, congratulations on your admission to Berkeley. I hope that I'm one of many, many people who have shared that sentiment with you over the last couple of weeks. I'm just really excited for you and really proud of all the work that you've put in to get to this point. So I've been advising nutritional science students for 3 years, and I've been on campus advising for a little over 12 years. Prior to advising in this role, I worked with first-year students in a program in the College of Letters and Science, and then before that, I advised continuing education students who were working on their teacher and counselor education preparation. So, and I just really love being in this role. In addition to my primary role as an advisor, I also co-lead our Rausser College peer advising program, including helping to facilitate their involvement in our virtual front desk during this time where we're remote. And I'll use this as an opportunity to plug our virtual front desk. It's a really great way for you all to connect with current students and talk with them about their experience either in the major or in the college or on campus as a whole. So check that out. I also coordinate our transfer admissions and review process for the college and help coordinate our degree list processing with all of the major advisors when you're all ready to finish up your degree. Outside of Rausser over the past year, during the COVID era, I've mostly been sort of trailing after my kids who are 1.5 and 7, including trying to pretend like I know how to teach first grade to my 7-year-old. That's been an adventure. I'm also a runner, and I've been participating in virtual races anywhere from 5Ks to the virtual New York City Marathon, which wasn't quite as exciting as being in New York, but still a good opportunity. And then I'm also a big reader and podcaster, and by podcaster, I mean one who listens, not one who creates. So I've been trying to read and listen to interesting things over the past year as well. I'm really looking forward to being on campus in some capacity this fall. And when I am on campus, one of my favorite spots is the stairs on I have to picture it, the west side of the Campanile. That's the clock tower, because it's a really fun central place on campus where lots of people are coming and going to do some good people watching, but also it's a lovely clear shot down to the bay on a nice day. And that's really fun too. And then a fun fact about me is I do like to run. And so I have been a marathon runner, and I run in 10 different states, including the District of Columbia. And I hope to add my 11th state this fall, assuming health goes, public health efforts go as well as we can expect. So I may be out for a couple of days in October if I'm running in Idaho. In terms of the major itself, broadly nutritional science majors are biological science majors that in many ways mirror other biology-based majors on campus, but of course with the added focus of food, nutrition, metabolism, and especially nutrition as a tool in fighting disease. And I say majors because there are 3 different specializations that students can choose from. And we have students who are interested in a broad range of health professional careers, from pre-med to pre-dental to pre-physical therapy to any number of other things. And then we also have students who are interested in research or food science and development, or even those who are interested in public health with a biological focus, and maybe some additional interest in food access and equity. The toxicology specialization in particular narrows in on toxins and pollutants and how our bodies might mitigate those, or how we might respond to drug interventions. And the dietetic specialization is directed toward training future registered dietitian nutritionists, RDNs. That specialization is in the process of evolving a little bit. So if that's what you're interested in doing, we'll of course be in close contact about how you would plan your studies accordingly. Our Nutritional Science Cal Week info session will take place this Wednesday, April 28th from 4 to 4:50 p.m. So I'll hope to see you there if you're already in the major or you're considering nutritional science as a course of study. I'd love to have you join myself and then some of our current wonderful NST students to talk a little bit about their experience. So once again, congratulations, welcome, and go Bears.
My name is Sarah Hamilton, and I use pronouns she and her. I am the undergraduate academic advisor for conservation and resource studies and ecosystem and management and forestry majors. I've been on campus for about 5 years now. Before coming to Rausser College, I was a graduate advisor with molecular and cell biology. When I'm not advising students, I manage the Rausser College Undergraduate Research Program, otherwise known as SPUR, and I'm one of the supervisors for our wonderful peer advisors who you'll get the chance to meet later on in our info sessions this week. During the pandemic, I've been keeping myself very busy by purchasing my first home, and I am definitely learning the ins and outs of homeowning. My favorite spot on campus is the Redwood Grove outside Haviland Hall. It's just beautiful. A fun fact about me, I am a dedicated cat mom to my cat Patrick, and he's been keeping me very good company while I work from home, and my students have been getting pictures and videos of him in my emails. My info session about the conservation and resource studies and ecosystem management and forestry majors is on April 28th at 5:10 p.m. CRS, or Conservation and Resource Studies, is an individualized interdisciplinary program designed for students interested in environmental issues and the interactions between the natural and social sciences. Ecosystem Management and Forestry, or EMF, focuses on the conservation and restoration of the Earth's natural resources through hands-on study of ecology, stewardship, and management of the forest, woodlands, and grassland ecosystems. I hope to see you all there.
Great. So before we have our next set of advisors introduce themselves, I'd like to draw your attention to 2 student experience panels that we'll be offering at 12 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. And there should be some information over my shoulder, but I'm not even going to attempt to point to the correct shoulder because I'll probably get it wrong with the mirroring. So you should be able to see that there, and you should be able to find more information about that on our Cal Week website. Tuesday's student experience panel will specifically feature students who transferred to UC Berkeley as community college students or from community colleges or other institutions. And Thursday's student experience panel will feature students who started Cal as fresh. Again, those will be taking place at noon, and you can find that on our website. So without further ado, we're going to start with our next three advisors, Patricia Hellier, Katie Owensby, and William Hughes, who between the three of them have 15 years of Rausser College advising experience. So with that, Patricia, let's start with you.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if you all can see me right now. It's not up on my, okay, let me keep going. So my name is Patricia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the academic advisor for two biology majors in our college, genetics and plant biology and microbial biology. I've been the plant and microbial biology major advisor for almost 4.5 years here at UC Berkeley. And I've also been an advisor at Ohio Bowling Green State University. So a total of about 10.5 years. Some other roles I've had on campus have been scheduling college courses and more recently working with students from other countries who are studying abroad in our college. Together with Megan, we co-developed our new study abroad database. So we have some new fantastic resources to help you incorporate study abroad into your 4 years here at Cal, if you're interested in that. And I also work with Craig, our front desk staff, on research showcase or poster sessions. So the college offers students the opportunity for you to go ahead and present your research every fall and every spring, and love for you to do that. So during the pandemic, I've been keeping myself busy by watching all of the baking shows, and I've been baking some of those things, including my very first successful baklava. Word to the wise, bake half a sheet tray, not a whole sheet tray. It's way too much. I've also been getting lots of walks with my pups. I'm averaging about 12,500 steps a day this past year, which is a personal record. I've never done that before. And I've been educating myself on the many political and social changes we're experiencing as a nation. My favorite spot on campus, much like Lynn and much like Megan, is either the top of the Campanile, the bell tower, which I'm right there. You get really, really beautiful views all the way across the bay. And also just walking down from the Campanile down to our office building in Mulford Hall. It's just fantastic. You can see San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's a reminder that we're a part of a larger, very beautiful community. A fun fact about me is that I'm an identical twin. My sister lives in Washington, D.C. with her husband and 2 kids. My 2 kids are of the 4-legged furry variety, and I get to spend a lot of time with them now that we're working from home. So my information session about the genetics and plant biology and microbiology majors is this Thursday, April 29th at 4 p.m. A little bit about the GPB major, the genetics and plant biology major. It combines traditional plant sciences like biochemistry and morphology with more recent biological disciplines like molecular genetics and genomics to study the role of plants in the global environment. It emphasizes the study of plants from the submolecular levels to the organismal level. The second major I advise for, microbiology, is a little bit different. It investigates interactions between microorganisms and the environment to determine the role microbes play in maintaining the health of our biosphere. And that includes how microbes can help combat environmental pollutants, facilitate energy production, and influence the progress of medical research on infectious diseases. So that was my little spiel. I'm gonna turn it over now to Katie Owensby, the advisor for the Society and Environment major.
Hi friends, my name is Katie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the academic advisor for the Society and Environment major. I am also the advisor for the Food Systems and Geospatial Information Science and Technology minors. I received my undergraduate degree in psychology in Southern California, where I grew up. After finishing my degree, I moved north and earned my master's degree in counseling psychology from the University of San Francisco. I've worked on campus for over 8 years in various management roles before returning to student advising just in this office just last year. When I'm not advising students, some of my other roles are serving as our college's DSP liaison, working with the campus medical withdrawals committee, and organizing this year's Cal Week along with Josh. My family really enjoys doing community service together, so During the pandemic, we found ways to give back and stay busy by making toiletry kits and breakfast grab-and-go bags for folks experiencing homelessness. We've also worked clothing drives and continue to pass out foods on the weekends to families in need at Monument Crisis Centers. So in addition to that, we've been watching lots of movies, baking, gardening, and taking lots of walks with our golden retrievers. One of my favorite spots on campus is the garden outside the Women's Faculty Club. It's a beautiful and tranquil space just to sit and read or enjoy a peaceful cup of coffee. And a little fun fact about me is that I owned my own business once upon a time. When my kids were very small, I started and operated an errand service called CKD Run. It was one of the first full-service concierge services in the Bay Area and was even featured on NBC's Eye on the Bay. My information session for the Society and Environment major is on Thursday, April 29th from 5:10 to 6 p.m. The Society and Environment major is a social science major in the college that emphasizes the inseparability of social and natural systems. This major gives students the opportunity to examine the relevance and relationship between humans and their environments and encourages students the opportunity, gives the students the opportunity to examine the relevance and relationship between humans and their environments, encouraging them to uniquely draw from integrated human and physical approaches to understand the environmental change, sustainability, and social justice through 3 areas of concentration: U.S. environmental policy and management, global environmental politics, and justice and sustainability. And now I'll hand off to Will Hughes, the advisor for the environmental economics and policy major.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations. Welcome. My name is William Hughes. I am the major advisor for environmental economics and policy major and minor. I use he, him, and his pronouns, and I've been in this position on campus for 9 years next month, or sorry, in June rather. When I am not advising students, I assist with the college's outreach and yield efforts, and I also serve as the college liaison with the Educational Opportunity Program. During the pandemic, I've been keeping busy by going on walks, listening to music, online gaming, as well as having watch parties with some of my friends on Discord. A fun fact about me is I studied abroad in Spain, and that happens to be one of my top 2 experiences when I was in college, next to an acting class I took in junior year. So if you have any interest in studying abroad and working that into your program plan, please plan on speaking to me as soon as possible so we can kind of work things out and get that into your program plan and make that come to fruition for you. The EAP info session will be next Friday on April 30th at 4 p.m. The EAP major is basically, I just referred to the EAP major as an applied econ degree, where the econ department on campus really spends a lot of time on the micro and the macro theory. The EAP major really focuses mostly on the micro theory and the things that can be affected and helped with the environment and policy based on that perspective. I want to congratulate you again on your acceptance into Cal. If you have any questions about this major, please feel free to reach out to me sooner rather than later so we can kind of help you make your decision on where you want to go to school in the future. I think that's all I have for now, so I will pass the mic over to Josh. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Will. As Patricia mentioned, we offer some undergraduate research showcases at the end of every semester. And right before Will's final Cal Week session on Friday, there'll be 2 research showcases featuring the amazing undergraduate research completed this year. So starting at 9 on Friday, students with research related to biological sciences will be presented until noon. And then at 1 p.m., students with research related to social sciences will begin at 1 and end at 3 o'clock. And more information on that can be found on the Zoom links and such on our Cal Week website. Our last set of introductions are 2 student services team members who will be running many of the behind the scenes coordination of the programming this week and who you'll get to know over the next 2 to 4 years in their roles. And that first person we're going to introduce is Temple Byers, our Rausser College scheduler. Temple.
Thanks, Josh. My name is Temple Byers, and my pronouns are she and hers. I am your college scheduler and curriculum coordinator. I've been on campus for 3 years. Besides scheduling, I'll be your point person for student facilitated courses, so decals, which are classes that students actually run and are really fun. Also the travel grant and the summer spur, sponsored projects for undergraduate research. During the pandemic, when not homeschooling my 2 children, I've been keeping myself busy by embracing my artistic side and exploring quilting and other fabric art, which hopefully some of that will come to my office when we're back in person. My favorite place on campus is actually the halls of Mulford, because when you go in there, you'll see it's the old forestry building. And there's just the most beautiful samples of wood from around the world on the walls. And I just think it's an amazing example of just nature and how we can see it from around the world in our small space. A fun fact about me is that I interned at the United Nations in graduate school in New York. And if you ever have an opportunity, do it. It's the funnest thing I've ever done. Please feel free to reach out to me at cnrscheduling@berkeley.edu anytime with questions about like the nuts and bolts of scheduling. I am truly here to help. And one of like the perks of being at Rausser College is that we really help you along this process. So no question is too small. Please reach out. I'm here to help. Thanks. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Temple. We have saved the best for last, and that is Craig Crossley, our intake advisor. When we all return to 260 Mulford Hall, which is where the Student Research Center is, as well as our computer lab, Craig will likely be the first person you meet when you enter the space, usually with a big smile and a lot of enthusiasm. So I'm going to turn things over to Craig.
Excellent. Hello, friends. This behind me is what you would see in person. But yes, so my name is Craig Crossley, he, him pronouns. I am the intake advisor for the Rausser College of Natural Resources, but I wear a lot of other hats: social media manager, website manager. I supervise our work study students, work alongside our peer advisors quite often. But yeah, so you'll generally see me, I'm kind of a helpful liaison between you and your major advisor, or answering general college questions, answering Q&A questions in the chat. I'm kind of a lingering presence all over the back end of things. But yeah, I've been on campus in this role just over 2 years now. Yeah, like I said, work with the peer advisors, but one of the pieces that Josh and Patricia mentioned is that I kind of spearhead the research showcase. That's a really tough phrase there, but poster sessions, research showcase, which is an opportunity for students to showcase what they've been working on throughout their studies, either in SPUR, which is a kind of independent research pursuit, or if they've done a travel grant. There's excellent ways of kind of bringing that information back to campus and sharing what they've done with the Rausser College community, which is fantastic. Another thing, a huge thing I've been working on this year is the virtual bulletin board. So usually we would have a weekly newsletter that we send, which includes internship opportunities, volunteer opportunities, student organization events, basically a way to keep you connected with both the college and the university, but as well as external opportunities that are available to you as students, and specifically, people looking for Berkeley alumni, or looking for like Berkeley undergraduates to volunteer in the community. So that's actually been one of the pieces that the pandemic almost made kind of improved our ability to stay connected in that regard. So I'm quite proud of the virtual bulletin board we have. We even have a bulletin board for spring class, or spring or fall class openings, decals that have space in them. So if you are having trouble filling up your schedule, or you don't know something you could take, that'll also be advertised to you. So I send a summary of that about every Monday to you as Rausser College students, just to say, hey, here's the new things we've added, here's what's going on this week. I do a lot of like deadline reminders, so like, hey, it's time, put this on your calendar, like mark it, let's go. So I try to be a good point person for kind of any question you may have. So I'm sure we'll be in touch often. Let's see, during the pandemic, outside of work, yeah, I've been gardening heaps. That brings me a lot of joy. Painting and drawing, my undergraduate degree is in studio arts. So I do painting, drawing, photography. Walks and hikes like everybody else, sometimes with my coworkers now, which is lovely. A lot of Netflix, a lot of TV shows, and then video calling with friends, because that's been really crucial for me to stay connected with kind of everybody. I'm from South Carolina, but I was living in Seattle, so I kind of have friends scattered across the country. Fun fact about me, favorite place on campus first, Eucalyptus Grove, hands down. It is so beautiful. It's right outside of Mulford. And in the middle of the grove, you feel like you're in a forest, like completely removed from downtown Berkeley, and the Strawberry Creek runs through it. There's excellent squirrels. You can even hear the cow falcons around sometimes, which is quite nice. So highly recommend the Eucalyptus Grove, especially after it rains. The smell is chef's kiss. It's wonderful. Fun facts about me, I served 3 years of AmeriCorps after my undergraduate degree. Highly recommend that. I'm happy to talk about those programs. And then with my education award from AmeriCorps, I actually did a NOLS, which is National Outdoor Leadership School. So I did 3 months in the backcountry in New Zealand. So whitewater canoeing, hiking, mountaineering, ice climbing. So that was just before coming to Berkeley. But yeah, I would love to connect with you about different kinds of, there's a lot of Civic Corps, environmental engaged community service or national service through the AmeriCorps program, which is really great. I don't have an information session, but you will see me, I'll be working in the back of other majors info sessions. And then especially if you come to the research showcase next Friday, then you'll see lots more of me. So thank you, friends. I'm going to pass it back to Joshua, but congratulations and really excited to see you all. Cheers.
Great, thank you, Craig. I just realized that I didn't go through the questions myself, so here we go. Again, I am Joshua Dullahan. I am the Assistant Dean of Instruction and Student Affairs. I've been with the University of California for about 15 years. I started with the UCs right after I left UC San Diego as a graduate there. So I started with my first 2 years at UCSD, and then since then I've been at Cal. I have served as an advisor in multiple departments on campus, including the Study Abroad office as their advisor for East and Southeast Asia programs through the UC Education Abroad program. So if you're interested in any of those particular universities in East and Southeast Asia, happy to talk to you about that. Probably will refer you to the current advisor with the most recent information, but I do love when students go and study abroad. When I am not advising students, I am meeting with my team of advisors to make sure that they have what they need to best serve you, the students. I'm meeting with our campus partners to make sure that Rausser College's voice is heard in key conversations, and more meetings and maybe even possibly more meetings. Did I mention meetings? So usually you'll see me when we are on campus running around from one building to another to attend a meeting. During the pandemic, I have kept myself busy by teaching myself how to become a better cook. So early in the pandemic, my partner and I realized that we were now responsible for cooking 3 meals a day, and we decided to make it worth our while and actually make really good meals. Let's see, my favorite spot on campus, there's actually multiple ones, but they all have a common theme. I love whenever there is a bridge that crosses Strawberry Creek. I love stopping on the bridge and just hearing the water kind of go by, and each bridge has a different setting around it. One is near the Eucalyptus Grove, one is near Haviland Hall, has a beautiful ginkgo tree that turns these amazing shades of yellow during the fall. And then there's a really big concrete one over by the faculty club that you're just surrounded by redwood trees, and it's bronze statues. It kind of feels like something out of like Narnia. It's amazing and magical. Let's see, a fun fact about me is that I participated in AIDS Life Cycle in 2016. So for that, I rode a bicycle from San Francisco to Los Angeles over the course of 7 days and raised money for the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and also the Los Angeles LGBT Center. I think that year, all the participants, we raised a little over $16 million for both organizations. You will see me later on this week moderating the student experience panels on Tuesday and Thursday at noon. And in addition to all the events that we've mentioned today, you can find more information on the Cal Week website. which includes ways of connecting to our PALs, which are our peer advising leaders. You can also sign up to meet and shadow an environmentalist major at Cal. So we've paired up with the ASUC Eco Office, and they are joining together current students with prospective students to potentially shadow them for a day or over the course of the week of Cal Week, maybe going to some student org meetings, if possible, attending a class with them. And so you can find the link to sign up for that program on our Cal Week website. And also on our Cal Week website, you'll find we have collected a bunch of videos of our faculty research and student research. It's a great website to explore as you're seeing what Rausser College is and what we have to offer. So that is our sneak preview for Cal Day. And I just want to, again, say congratulations. We sincerely hope that you accept your offer of admission to Cal, and we cannot wait to meet you in the fall semester. Until then, we will have a wonderful set of programs for you to attend this week, and we'll hopefully get to know you a little bit better then. And until then, have a great weekend and go Bears.